Douchebags, I got really much to talk about right now. Got a donut. I want a nut on Taeyeon's face. A nut on Tiffany's feet. Yeah, it's gonna be just all day long me nutting on Callous dance feet and Taeyeon's face. Going like, and all that bullshit. I don't know. They seem to get a kick out of me saying that shit. So, I don't know. Let's go one of two ways. A, I think that a lot of the bullshit in politics is staged. I'll just say that. So, I mean, I don't know how to really to expand on that. So, I guess I just won't. Just I'll let you guys figure it out on your own. But so, like in America, when you hear shit like um, women are being discriminated against and all that bullshit, like 9.5 times out of 10, especially in this day and age, it's like just some feminist bullshit, and it's actually the reversed because of the fact that like in the 70s, women were finally allowed to like own bank accounts and shit like that. In the Western world, they've like bent over too much backwards, and now it's like they can just do things like file false charges against you, and you'll have to like go through bullshit, even though it's totally bullshit, right? Because you got to give them the benefit of the doubt, because you don't want to be called that you're being discriminatory against women and all that bullshit, right? But like in Korea, it seems like when they say shit like they discriminate against women, they fucking mean it. Because apparently, what it seems like, if I'm understanding this, because I ran some numbers last night and fed it through AI, because like if she would have like just filled me in on the music bullshit, I would have been okay with it. Not surprising you with a bunch of bullshit with you like hanging out with dudes after a bunch of money goes missing. But the, for some reason, the grandson of the admiral of the Japanese Navy during World War II, for some reason, is involved in music in Hollywood. It's a whole other thing about why I think there is some failed coup against America involving Hollywood and the CIA and all that bullshit that was stopped in 2016, but I won't go into that. I think, right? I didn't say I know. I said that it wouldn't surprise me if, based on all this bullshit, right? Because why else would you have shit like the grandson of the admiral of the navy of your biggest enemy in charge of the shit all of your children listen to? Anyways, so that motherfucker, if I remember correctly, was the one trying to tell me he was engaged to Tiffany, while Tiffany was telling me they were just friends. So that one's kind of self-explanatory, all right? But then, like, it really seems like to me, Horfany, Tiffany, was sold Samsic as no smut, because that's why she would probably call me freaking out just before filming, trying to like what was it? She was like threatening me to remember that I promised I wanted to marry her or some bullshit like that. Like she had just gotten told something. What probably happened was Kang, fucking douchebag loser, probably a poofy loser. I think he's like, I'm not judging him, but like I think he's like actually a poofter. Because that would actually make this make more sense. So him being a poofter, not just like liking the fuck, but like being a straight up poofter, he doesn't think like, oh, start a family. He thinks like my career and my acting and my prospects and all that bullshit, right? So Horfney probably, well, Horfney does have debt, did have debt, whatever the fuck, for making all that music about me. So she signed with Sublime, and Song Kang Song is Sublime's biggest pull, right? He left Sublime probably over, probably because he's just pissy at me, and Sublime signed with Tiffany over him, sided with Tiffany over him, which is why it makes more sense that he's a poofy loser. He's taking this. This is like a giant girl fight. So, anyways, so the reason why they were adding the horrifying smut scenes in Samsic is because Song Kang Song was supposed to be like making his like streaming debut, and he's never done a drama streaming. He's only done movies, and this will be his first drama, his first series, or whatever the fuck, right? His first something or other. And they were building it as like he's used to doing this shit. He's gonna do this now because probably because he's broke, but you can't say that, right? Right? I'm sure he made a lot of money doing what was it? Whatever the movies he did, zombie bullshit and whatnot. He probably spent it all on stupid bullshit. That's what actors tend to do, from what I understand. Anyways, so then probably he was like, "Oh, I know Sublime. So what we'll do is I'll do Sam shit. It'll be not a movie. I'm used to doing movies. We'll do just a series, but I can add in some things here and there, and then we can say it's like, hey, Song Kang Song should be a director. Look at how good he did, and all that bullshit." Bunghole Gum is fucking trying to. Last I checked, and I don't check too often because who gives a shit, right? Last I checked, he was trying to get some kind of like a suit sponsorship from some suits company in Korea because his movie or his next thing after Sam shit like Sam shit flopped so hard that his thing he got canceled. Like Nico was canceled, right? And Nico seems like revenge. Like put Tiffany in Nico. We still have her for one more year. That's kind of what it seems like, right? Anyways, so then um probably need to cut my hair soon. So then if I'm generalizing and all that bullshit. So then they probably put Tiffany on the spot and we're like, you must do smut now. We did rewrites. You can't tell Song Kang Song no. That's why she kept trying to say bullshit like, I lost my shit. I went right back to work. Because like she doesn't talk like that. I mean, she says shit like I lost my shit, but like she wouldn't give a fuck. Like she wouldn't give a fuck if Song Kang Song anything. Like she's kind of too egotistical. And like in this way, I mean it in a good way. Because like when people would be like, "But it's for Song Kang Song," she would be like, "But I'm Tiffany from Girls' Generation," and like, right? So like they probably were like pressuring her, and they were like, "You signed up, and it's gonna be a big deal, and it's just acting and all that bullshit," which is probably why she did it. And then she felt dirty afterwards and called me up like fucking crying and confessing things. I had no idea what the fuck had even gone on yet, and she wouldn't tell me what she did. She just like felt she. I've never seen her like that before, ever, ever, ever. She just whatever they told her to get her to do that, she didn't like. Is all I know, because she was freaking out, right? And I didn't even know what she did. I was like, you did something, and you're freaking out right now. Anyways, so then after that, basically Sam shit tanks, and they get super pissy at Horfany. Then I yell at them all during promotion and post all their bullshit online and tell everyone that Song Kang Song was probably a poofy loser because why else? Because if your actress is like, I want to be in a relationship and start a family, get married and have kids, and your response is, but how's that going to affect me and my director debut? That's kind of like what a poofer would say because like normal people would be like, that makes sense. I can see that. You're getting old. You don't have too much time left. You probably do want to start a family. Okay, sure. But Song Kang Song was like, but this is my big chance. But Sam Sick is all about me. And you can't. I'm supposed to be giving 3 meals a day. I can give you to whoever I want to. You got all pissy like that, right? So then, probably what happened was something like Shawnee Pig, who was the CEO of Sublime at the time, was like, "I'm the CEO, and you're freaking out, and Tiffany has rights, and she's an American, and she's not going to do the smut." And then Song Kang Song probably got super duper pissy because he's a poofy loser, literally, probably, and was like, "Fine, well then I'm gonna leave Sublime, and I'm not gonna do any more work. I'm gonna pull out of all of my upcoming work so you don't get your cut, and then I'm gonna go do Shaolin Soccer 2 as a free agent and coach all the women because Shaolin Soccer 2 is about women playing soccer. And the last thing I did was coaching a women's volleyball team." And then Sublime was like, "Fuck." They were like, "Shiny Pick, if you care about Tiffany so much, you're her manager, not the CEO." And they hired new CEOs, and Tiffany was like, "You know what? Shiny Pick just got married and retired. My stylist got married and retired. Now it's probably a good time for me to start hanging out with Taeyeon a whole bunch and reminding Cyberpunk that Taeyeon and me are a package deal." That makes a whole lot more sense. Because once I saw that, I saw last night I saw that Song Kang Song left Sublime, and everyone was like making a big deal. He left Sublime last month, and everyone made a big deal about it because he was like there for 5 years, and they thought he was never going to leave and all that bullshit. He probably got pissy that he couldn't control Tiffany. He couldn't get acting director uh, credit for Sam shit. He looks like a fucking joke because he's a poofy loser who like harasses women on set. But you can't say that because he's supposed to be Kanye's level film. And probably he was like, "Tiffany's gonna ruin my thing? Put her in some smut. I know some people called Gozip. They know some douchey losers who are desperate enough to write smut. They would love they write 5 minute smut movies. They would love to make 2 hours of smut. Put Tiffany in that smut." And you got some French losers who were like, "Yeah, yeah, put Tiffany in smut. We could totally use that. Well, our careers are tanking right now. Please put Tiffany in smut for us." And she was like, "Holy shit. This is why he gets mad at me if I do anything with these people. I see it now." That's like summarizing the past year. Anyways, peace out.